Well, hi everyone, and welcome back to the Alto Bitesize 2.0 webinar. This session is titled From Data to Action, Mastering the Power of Alto's Reporting Tools. So my name is Camilla. I'm part of the Solution Consultants team, and I'm joined by Emma, who is one of our educational specialists. And we also have Neil, who's one of our Alto software training team. This webinar is going to show you how to use our new reporting interface to schedule reports, filter key data, and leverage click-through insights for actionable strategies, streamlining your reporting to save time and focus on winning more business. We're going to take some time to minimize any distractions. You won't need a pen and paper, as we'll be sending out a recording after the session. So please just relax and enjoy the presentation. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have related to the content. So please do use the chat bar below to submit any questions throughout the webinar, as we have some more product experts backstage and ready to assist.
Thanks, Camilla. So today we're going to be looking at, first of all, a live in action Alto's new reporting interface. And it is brand new. So you're getting a first look at this, which is really exciting. We're then looking at the power of reporting, maximizing growth, then on to unlocking insights at the right time. We're going to then head to the Q&A, and then finally, we've got a competition for you to enter. So if we head on straight through to our demo is the first thing. So that is actually over to Neil and Camilla.
Hi there. So today we're going to be starting by going into reports along our top main menu. And today we'll be looking at our new reporting called Analytics. We will now come to the library, which shows us a list of our available reporting titles. You can search a relevant title in the search bar. And you can also select your favorite reports by clicking the star option. These can be filtered by clicking on the top star dropdown. If a little bit of help is required around reporting, you can go into the Help with Alto Reports section along the left-hand side. This will show you some helpful videos and commonly asked questions. Back into Analytics now. It is worth noting that these reports will automatically update overnight, and changes will be shown the next day. For now, let's go into the reports and click into Lettings Performance to take a closer look. Here we will have the ability to filter the report by branch, date, landlord, and negotiator. The report also contains 5 categories to be viewed via the panel below. These include appraisals, instructions, viewings, let, branch comparison. When viewing the reports, you will also have the charts above and the table breakdown below. I will now hand over to Neil to continue the demo.
Thank you. So I'm going to actually change to the applicant report one, because I think I can demonstrate a bit more in there. I've got more data. So if I go into the applicant's dashboard and let me change my date range so we get more data. And as Camilla mentioned, down the bottom here, I've got my table of data. So what I want to demonstrate here, first of all, is how you can manipulate the columns. So let's say, for example, I may not want this position column. So if I hover on the column heading and click on this circle with the 3 dots in it, I get the ability to remove that column. And as you can see, that column is no longer appearing on my screen. Alternatively, maybe I want to reorder the columns. So maybe I want the email address immediately appearing after their name, so I can grab hold of that column and I can drag it to the left so it appears exactly where I want it in that table of data. Now, it's worth being aware that these changes are only temporary. If I was to come out of the analytics and then come back to it again, it would reset back to the default layout. If I was interested in any of the actual records in this data, then as you can see, there is a link there that I can click on if I actually wanted to go and open up that record. We've also got the three dots in a circle at the top of the table as well, giving me some other options. So maybe you might want to download this information in order to do some further analysis. So I've got the ability here to click on that download option there. And then I can choose in what format I want the downloaded data to appear in. Do bear in mind that your ability to download any of this data relies upon you being given that permission in your security model within the system. Coming back up to my charts again and perhaps looking at these more closely. Let's look at the intention, for example. Again, that circle with the three dots showing you these additional options is in the top right hand corner. And I may want to see the underlying data that's resulted in this particular column. So I've got that ability there. Click on show the underlying data. And as you can see, it pops up as a separate table on my screen. If we are dealing with a date range, then also be aware you can either choose to have a rolling date range, so it's always going to be, in this example, 1 year prior to today's date, or I could make it fixed. So if you only want to know the data between a certain period, then you can change it, as you can see here, to a custom date range. I also have the ability in here to schedule reports. So rather than having to come into this screen every single month in order to produce the report or reports that I might require at the end of the month for management, then I can schedule them to run automatically. So for example, in here, I could schedule this report. I could create my schedule. So I can say, yeah, give it a name. How often do I want it to run? So let's have this monthly. Let's say 8 o'clock in the morning on the first day of the month. And I might want that again sent to me via email in Excel format. So I can choose my format here and I can tweak the dashboard configuration. If I wanted it as a PDF report, then show advanced PDF settings gives me the ability to tweak this further. So do I just want the report to include the dashboard information, or do I also want it to show the visualizations? Do I want it in a landscape or portrait layout? And which of the different views do I want to see? Maybe I only want to see the applicant insight view, for example. So I can be creating this view, this schedule. So now every month the system will automatically generate and email me that information. If you wanted to present this to someone, again, maybe on a weekly meeting, click on the three dots and you can see there is the option to present. All this basically does is it steps you through each of the elements of information that dashboard is showing you one at a time for discussion purposes. So if I click into here, you can see it's giving me 13 pages of presentation. Step onto the next page. And so you can do a presentation of that dashboard as required. Notice you can also save your view on the top left. So once you've got this to show you the information as you wish, if you have filtered this by a particular branch or particular date range, so that you can always come back to that view, I have the Save View button on the left-hand side. So I could call this my applicant report. As you can see, that's then listed at the top left. So I can always reset the dashboard back to the default view. So you'll now notice that's only showing the applicants for the default last 30-day date range. And then I can revert back to my view by clicking back into my applicant report, and it will reset back to my preferred information. If I come back to my analytics homepage, there is another feature that we're starting to introduce as well. So I just wanted to show you this very briefly. And that feature is the ability to ask the system questions regarding the data that you perhaps want to get from the system. At the moment, we're only building up a sales data AI model, but we intend to expand upon this. So for instance, if I ask the question here, let me use one of these sample questions. How many properties did I sell in 2024? So it's going to be this ability to use natural language. And as you can see, the system comes back to you with the answer to your question. In order to assist this AI model, notice in the bottom right hand corner, you do get the ability to then confirm to the system whether it did successfully retrieve the information you were wanting or not. So you can confirm there whether its interpretation of your question was correct. So this is still very much in beta phase at the moment. We're still very much trying to develop and improve this. So we are open to feedback. So at the top there is a link that you can click on to give us constructive feedback. So if you've got some good idea of something that might make this even better, please do drop us a line. And because this is a beta, it is constantly changing. So do keep checking back as we further improve it to see what new features might have been added as we progress.
So the first thing we're looking at is reclaiming valuable time. So it's looking at automated reports, and that's meant to save agents up to 40% of the time that you currently spend on manual data collection. You've got proactive performance management as well. So agencies monitoring their performance weekly are twice as likely to achieve their monthly targets. So we've got some actionable insights for lead optimization as well. Click-through data reveals successes and failures, enabling timely adjustments to prevent lead loss. And we've got finally enhanced client loyalty as well. Data-driven reports demonstrate value, fostering trust and boosting client retention by as much as 67%, which is huge. So sales and performance pipeline, track deals closed, revenue and agent success. Agencies reviewing the sales KPIs weekly are 30% more likely to hit targets and identify top performers or stalls as well. So it's all about just monitoring that performance and being really on it with what's happening. Lettings performance, evaluate what's lettings and what's not. Use the insights to refine pricing and support recommendations to landlords as well. Applicant reports, filter to find engaged applicants and tailor outreach. Segmented applicant tracking leads to 20% higher conversion to viewing. So you can really use these reports to suit what you want to achieve as well. And finally, the lettings pipeline, stay on top of renewals, onboarding, new lets. Early action on pipeline delays can reduce lost deals by up to 18%. So it's really an all-round approach that these stats are showing you that just little and often with each report, you can boost the whole performance overall. So this was just some feedback. It's just nice to see actually how someone's been using it and how it's affected them. So we've got the new reporting tools in Alto have completely changed how we run the business. We're saving hours each week. It's much easier to spot trends and act quickly. Our partner of the month, and this time it's Snappily. What's really nice actually is that I had recently spoken to the founder of Snappily, who is actually joining us on one of our webinars in 2 weeks' time, which I'll talk about in a second. And Snappily, it's all about automation and bringing everything online as well. And the founder, Hannah, her real push for why she created Snappily was to try and modernize the way people are filling out paperwork, the way people are having to go through the property journey. Nowadays, we want to be online, we're doing more on the go, and actually it's taking it into more of a modern feel of trying to complete everything online and make sure everything's accessible, make sure that when people are viewing properties, they've got information that actually is more important to them as a viewer, things like internet speeds and actually how much do the bills cost and things like that. It's a different way of finding a property. So it's a really, really interesting business. And that's why we wanted to feature it as our partner of the month this time. So if you've got any questions or if you want to hear more about that, please do drop us a comment. We can reach out to you. If you want to have a look at all of our integrations as a whole and just see if there's any that you're missing out on that you could be making use of, on Alto, under your tools, there's a picture in the top right there on screen you can see that there's an integrations option just below the tools. So you can click into that and just see, have a little browse, see what we've got there too. I'm just going to call this out for you as well. I mentioned Hannah Nicholson from Snappily. That was our partner of the month. We've got a new webinar that is coming on the 12th of June. And it's all about the recent stamp duty changes. So I'm actually hosting that one as well. So you can come and join me again. But it's about the impact that stamp duty is having on our first-time buyers and how that affects agents, how it affects the market in general, how it has a knock-on effect to other parts of the market as well in the pipelines. We've got some really, really great guests on that one, some amazing panelists, and they're going to be bringing first-hand stories and experience and advice as well there. So that'll be a really, really good one to join. What I'll do is we'll send out the link for that one in our follow-up email for you if you do want to book onto that. And finally, just a shout out, as I know, I just saw a question coming in saying that someone was new to Alto, Victoria was new to Alto, and they want detailed guides on how to use the key reports and everything like that. Don't forget, we've got Alto Skills. That is your hub for everything you need to know about Alto. It's got micro learning lessons on every single skill that you need. And they're all literally a minute or two at a time. We've really broken it down into granular detail so that if you want to know a certain process, you don't have to go through a whole module to work out how to do it. You can literally go in, type in what you want to learn, and you should be able to find supporting material for that. If you haven't got a login for that yet, let us know. We'll get you signed up. But that was brought in January, and more content is being added to it all the time. So keep checking back to that and keeping yourselves up to date with all the latest material as well. We've also got the help centre as well. So that's just a quick link guide. If you need any support, go to the help centre. There's loads of articles on there as support guides too. And we have got one-to-one training sessions that you can do as well. So if you scan that QR code, you can, or actually through Alto Skills, you can get to it through there as well. So if you want some one-to-one training time, if there's a particular topic you're stuck on, or if you just want a generic for the whole office, just a bit of a boost in their skill time, book in with one of our trainers as well. So finally, this is just your chance to enter our competition. We started a new one. Sorry, the dog made me giggle. We've started a new one that last webinar, and this one is to win a tailored training session. It's worth £198. It's exactly what I was just saying about you can have that one-to-one time with one of our trainers to go through anything you like. And all you have to do is scan that QR code, and that will just open up our feedback form. And we just want to hear honest, real feedback. So yeah, if you could give us feedback, that would be great. Through that, if you want to let us know anything that you want to hear about, any new topics, if there's a webinar that you really want, tell us. We are constantly trying to work to just provide you back the webinars that you want to see and the content that will help you most. So it helps us both. And other than that, we will send out the recording for you. We'll send out a fresh demo for you and a link to join the next webinar as well. But thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry that we had some technical difficulties, but hopefully we got through it. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Camilla, for joining as well.
Thanks, Emma.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.